Hello, Booktopia. My name is Patrick Ness, and I'm here, still in quarantine. Those were the days. We're all going to look back at this and laugh. But I'm here to tell you about my new book, Burn. Burn is the probably the easiest book that I have ever written to describe in a sentence. You know, my plots can be a little complicated, but this one is very, very simple premise. It's 1950s America, but with dragons, and it's about a girl called Sarah Dewhurst and her father who own a farm which is not doing very well in the Pacific Northwest of America. And in 1957, they hire a dragon to do their labor on the farm, which is not socially acceptable, really. It's not illegal, but it's not socially acceptable. And things get troublesome from there. I don't want to give too much away. It's a really, really propulsive story. It moves very, very fast. Fastest probably since The Knife of Never Letting Go. And it's got assassins and FBI agents and a cult that worships dragons and lots of just unexpected crazy stuff. So yeah, that's what Burn is about. The protagonist of Burn is called Sarah Dewhurst, and she's 16 years old, or just about to turn 16. And my favorite thing about her, I think is my favorite thing about all teens really, is that they have a kind of stick-to-itiveness that we never give them credit for. You know, lots of tough things have happened, and you know they have very little money, and has parents who are of different races, which is difficult in 1957 America. But she just carries on. She just keeps on living her life and taking what it gives her and fighting back when she needs to. And I think that's what most teenagers do. I really do. And I don't know why I keep wiping the book like this, but here it is. And I think that's it. She doesn't consider herself forceful or superhero, but she just withstands and moves forward. And I think that's impressive, and I think teenagers do that. It is a standalone book, but like all my books, one of the things I really like to do is I like to write a book that feels like a smaller slice of a larger imagined universe. So there's stuff going on outside the book that I hint at, that just fills in the universe and makes it bigger. So there's always potential for more, but it has to be about the idea. This is a standalone book. This one, out of camera range, is a standalone book, but who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Dragons are really popular, aren't they? I mean, dragons, they kind of come and go. They resurge and they, recede and they come back. And I don't know. I think there's something about the majesty of a dragon. I mean, they're they're usually intelligent. They usually speak, not always, but they usually speak. And they're just the power of them and the size of them. They are just probably our most, essential magic creature. They are. If you're going to build a magical universe, you're going to start with a dragon, possibly a unicorn, but I go with dragon. And I think there's something yearning about a dragon. They can fly. We'd love to fly. We'd love to be power. We'd love to be that big. And so I think there's just something just beyond real about a dragon. So I think that's it. And I love dragons. I wrote a book about them. I have sort of no set process when it comes to what I think about first in writing a book. It's often an idea, like 1950s America, but with dragons, was the real starting point for Burn, because I felt like there was something there. I really, 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 really did. With just the image of it, the image of a dragon at a gas station, and maybe that's what it is for me. It's often an image, and there's an image that's rich and unexpected, and that I feel like there's a story to be told around that image, and so I just wait to see if that story builds. And this was a dragon landing in the parking lot of a 1950s American gas station and petrol station. And I thought, gosh, there may be something there, and there was. Oh God, sometimes it's not even until the book's finished. I mean, it's such a leap of faith with the book. I always say when you get a good idea, the first thing you should do with it is wait to see if other ideas stick to it, because that's how you know you need way more than one idea to write a book. Way more. But sometimes you just got to have the faith to jump in and plow ahead, and hope. And once you got a few books under your belt, which seems like a big thing to say to get under your belt, but you start to know, like, ooh, that has legs, that doesn't. But really, you just got to dive in usually. an interesting question. What do I love so much about writing fantasy? Because I don't sit down usually to write a fantasy. It's more that I decline to see that there is such a strict separation between what is allegedly fantastical and allegedly realistic. I personally don't believe there's any such thing as a realistic novel. It's all fantasy. It's all made up. There's coincidences and character arcs and so on. There's a story that's told in a way that life is not like. So it's all fantasy. And I think if you can embrace that as a writer, sliding between the boundaries of the putatively fantastic and the putatively realistic is just easier. Why not? You can tell any story you want. The only thing you have to do is create a plausible universe where that story could take place. That's it. And that's it. It can be any universe and it can be any story. So why not? Why not let the lines bleed? And that's how I think about it. That's how I think about it. Why not have some fantasy elements in a allegedly realistic story? Why not? I don't like to tell my readers to discover anything. I mean, I think that is bossy. You know what I mean? I hope they like the story. I hope they like the dragons. I hope they like the mythology that I've made. But they can take or leave whatever they like. My job is kind of finished. I know what I like, and I enjoy about the book. But I never want to instruct a reader at all into what they should take away from a book. So a book reading is personal. It's entirely yours, and whatever reaction you have to it is the right one. Yeah, that's what I'd say.